Coach, just defensively, Jay was mentioning the runs you guys would go on, they'd come right back and get some huge shots, and obviously Scott had the dagger there with like 90 seconds left or whatever. I mean, just how tough was it to guard them? And I know you said last night they can be a scary team because they put up a lot of points in a hurry, and it seemed like tonight that was the case.
And they're, like I said previous, is that they're capable of making contested shots, and they can make big shots. I thought a big key was we were kind of making a nice run, got up 5, and then we had some. James picked up his 4th foul on a rebound, and we'd been getting stops, so that kind of got them some free offense right there, where we were kind of feeling like we were about to maybe get some gap time on them, but Colorado State's a really, really good offensive team, and when they get rolling, and sometimes they're almost impossible to stop sometimes, but you got to give them a lot of credit. They made some big shots, and then we had to juggle our defense around a little bit to try to. You couldn't have James sitting the whole game, and so we played some zone, and it helped us, and in some ways, and bought us some time, and we were able to keep James out there a little bit. But he was it's tough when he's in perpetual foul trouble, and your most productive player's getting 20 minutes. You need to beat them. He had to be out there 30 minutes.
With for Anthony Drimmick, I mean, you either have been recruiting him or he's been in the program since you've been at Boise State. How hard is it to see him, maybe not go out with an NCAA tournament bid, or reaching the pinnacle that maybe probably a kid like him deserves?
Well, these kids get some tough things thrown at them, and that was a really, really tough break for him, because he wanted just one healthy year. He gives his body up for this program, and to have the surgery go well and then have nerve damage is just such a bad hop for a guy like that, because if he would have been healthy, we've all seen when he's at his best, he's just one of the elite players in the league, and to see a kid have to deal with that much frustration of, because he wanted to and he tried to and he kept going, but there's certain things when you don't have a leg, like Nick said, he's playing on one leg, and that's tough for a guard, really, really tough. It's not like he's 7 foot tall and can just stand in there, but I'm just so appreciative of the chance to coach these seniors and Anthony all these years, and our relationship, has been awesome. And to have a competitor like him and get a chance to, just have him as a role model and the face of our program, and it's just awesome. And again, like I said, sometimes you just get thrown a curveball and you just have to deal with it, and he dealt with it the best he could, and that's life. But I'm just grateful for the chance that I got for 6 years to know him, and 5 years to coach him. He's like I said, you want him in the foxhole with you all the time, and I'm gonna miss that.
Nick mentioned kind of trying to sometimes take that bit of a hero shot, try that 3-pointer, and you've talked a lot about not trying to rely on too much. Is it going to take time to maybe break that habit sometimes, for you and for the team?
In what way?
You mentioned you just living and dying by it. There's been some games where it's been so key.
You gotta. Good teams, guys step up and make those, and Scott with up 2 or whatever, I think it was up 2, and he makes that hero shot. That's great players do that, and Anthony's done that over the course of his career. Excuse me, sorry. And so you got to be able to do that. Guys have to be able to step up and make shots and make big plays for the team, and when you need them the most. And Drimmick's mind wants to do it. Sometimes his body couldn't.
Coach, I was asking about the expectations and stuff. I don't know if the season's done or not, but when you look at the expectations coming into this team, most people thought you'd be back in the NCAA tournament this year. When you look at all the ups and downs, I know it's been 30 minutes, but how do you try to process what you guys did or did not accomplish this year?
Well, you just, like I said, things get thrown at you, and you always got to adjust. And we had 2 season-ending injuries with guys that were probably going to be a big part of things, and then with Drimmick at 50%, where he was a preseason player of the year candidate. that's a big twist when you don't get him. And then, you just had the odd things like the Colorado State game getting reversed, So, I mean, we weren't far away from being a great team. We were picked second, and finished third with a game that got reversed, or, a game we won that we didn't get credit for. I mean, who'd ever go through something like that? So, I mean, in some ways, I think these guys overachieved in a lot of ways. Expectations are a funny thing. I mean, if everything goes perfect, if you mix it 100%, and then, but as the season progressed, we had some curveballs that we just had to deal with. And the thing I always loved about them is they always competed. And you look at the whole season, and I mean, there wasn't, even those elite teams that we played against, Michigan State and Arizona and Oregon, I mean, we never, ever didn't have a close game. Everything was close. I mean, a couple of them got away at the end, but Michigan State was in a game with us. Arizona was in games with us. I mean, these guys battled night in, night out.
You hear Nick say that he'll do whatever it takes, or they'll find a way to get Anthony another game. I know you guys have at least one option, maybe even coming back down here. I mean, what are just your thoughts on the possibility of continuing the season?
Well, I'm one of those burn the bridges guys. I didn't pay much attention to anything else. I didn't even know about the one tournament down here until you guys told me about it. We were focused the right way. We were focused on this tournament, and so we'll sort it out with Kurt and figure things out, figure out the options. But this program has its sights set on the NCAA tournament, and it's not easy to get to. And then this, that was the other thing that was odd. Usually, if you're second or third in the Mountain West, you're going to be an at-large team or close to it. And with the way the league was, it was really good once we got to league. We just stumbled as a whole a few times in the preseason, and so we didn't get the national respect. But go play at San Diego State and see how fun it is and how easy it is now. Go play at Wyoming. Go play this Colorado State team. And that's a good basketball team. There's good basketball teams, great coaches, great environments. The Mountain West is, getting beat up nationally, but I mean, these are still good basketball players, good teams that we're playing against. I know that.
You heard James, say that you're not going to beat a good team when you don't play defense. I know it's kind of an easy thing to say, but why couldn't this team just kind of click consistently on the defensive end?
Well, I mean, we had our moments, I think. We're not a physically imposing team. We don't have a lot of shot blockers. We don't, maybe protect the paint because we have a lot of skill. And with that skill is maybe not as much. Nick's not the world's greatest athlete, not a true center, in the fact that he's going to block shots and kind of control the paint that way. And then, our guards aren't, Drimmick's, like I said, he's a little slower than he usually is right now. And so just physically, I don't think we can just roll out and dominate a team. So, but we had our good moments throughout the year of pretty good defense. But it's something that we got to continue to get better at.
When you're looking ahead, whether it is next game or next season, you look at a guy like Paris Austin, who obviously really grew up in the last couple of weeks, especially. How much is that a positive sign? But also to maybe some of those other younger guys, how excited you are to maybe see what they can do.
Oh, I'm really excited because that's the thing that none of us ever really talked about is Malik Harwell blew his knee out. And you should have seen him that first month. I thought we were going to have great things out of him. And Paris is an exciting player, and he's going to be a great point guard here. He showed that tonight, and he showed that towards the end of the season, the opportunity. It was hard to get him a ton of minutes throughout the year because you had Mikey and Tigo. And, you had a bunch of senior guards that that were playing well also. So, but I'm really, really excited about this kid. He loves the game. You just got to keep working, and he'll continue to grow and get better. But he's got moxie, and he's got a little toughness about him, and his love for the game and wanting to work. He's going to get better and better. So we got a special player with him, and we need Chandler to keep getting better. We need all those bigs to improve, and then we got some great kids coming in. So you're always excited about that. But my focus was on this group right now.
Coach, if the committee only decides to send one team to the NCAA tournament, you touched on this a little bit, but what would you say to them? Because
I would say, I've played now, how many years is this in the Mountain West? 5 years in the Mountain West. And when we played this San Diego State team, it's different maybe than some of those other San Diego State teams, but it is elite level defensive team. Okay, and you know, I watch a ton of college basketball. I'll put them up against anybody because of the way they can guard. And you know, it's not by accident that you can't get a shot off the last 5 minutes of a game against them. I mean, they deserve to be in. And you know, to go through this league in the fashion that they did, it's brutal to go on the road in this league. And they were, you know, that team that showed up in Boise, they were just dialed in, focused, whatever you want to call it. And they figured out, you know, it took them some time to figure it out. They lost some games early, you know, some goofy ones too. I mean, they're playing San Diego outside. I mean, come on, that's the, you know, that one should be thrown out. It's not a real basketball game. But they, like I said, they are an elite level defensive team, and they figured out shot selection. They figured the whole thing out. And you know, they missed a few free throws against us down the stretch, and you can't tell me they're not a NCAA tournament worthy team just because they missed a few free throws and we banged in a couple threes and they lose that game, they're not in. You know, I don't buy it. I think whether they win the championship or not, I think they should be in, and our league should get to that. But we'll see, you know, see how it pans out, because Fresno's playing great too, and that Colorado State team's playing great, and you know, Nevada's a good team. So there's still good teams going, but I do believe strongly that San Diego State deserves that large if something were to happen.